Before we dive in, please remember that this video is for educational and informational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor or a career counselor, and the results discussed are not guaranteed. Your success depends on your own effort, dedication, and specific circumstances. Always do your own research before making any career or financial decisions. You're scrolling. It's 10 p.m. on a Tuesday, the blue light from your phone is burning into your retinas, and you're deep in the LinkedIn rabbit hole. Digital marketing specialist, content strategist, SEO manager. The titles sound like a foreign language of opportunity, a world you know you could thrive in. You've got the ideas. You're creative. You understand people. You spend half your day on the internet anyway, you might as well get paid for it, right? You click on a posting that looks perfect. The company culture seems amazing. The salary range makes your heart skip a beat. You read the responsibilities and think, I can do that. I can totally do that. And then you get to the requirements section, and there it is. That one little line item that stops you dead in your tracks. Professional marketing certification required. Or maybe it's HubSpot, Google Analytics, or similar certification strongly preferred. And just like that, the door slams shut. It feels like hitting a wall you didn't even know was there. A paper ceiling. You have the drive, the talent, the raw potential, but you don't have that one specific piece of paper. That digital badge. That credential. And in today's hyper-competitive job market, that can be the difference between your application getting seen by a human being in San Francisco or getting automatically filtered into a digital trash can by an algorithm. What if I told you that piece of paper isn't a wall but a doorway? And that over the next 10 parts of this series, I'm going to hand you the exact key to unlock it. This isn't just about getting a certificate. This is about fundamentally changing your career trajectory. This is your definitive guide to becoming a professional, certified marketer online, and using that status to land a job that doesn't just pay the bills, but actually excites you when you wake up in the morning. We are going to demystify this entire process. You will learn how to spot the high-value, legitimate certifications that hiring managers actually respect, and how to instantly recognize the worthless, expensive scams designed to do nothing but drain your bank account. You'll discover which certification is the right one for your specific career goals. Whether you want to be a freelance social media guru working from a laptop in Miami, or a data-driven PPC analyst for a Fortune 500 company in Chicago, we'll cover the most effective ways to study, so you're not just memorizing terms but actually absorbing skills. And most importantly, we will build a bulletproof plan for how to leverage that shiny new certification on your resume, on your LinkedIn, and in your interviews to get you hired. I know the skepticism that might be creeping in right now. Are these online certifications really worth it? Can they actually compete with a 4-year college degree? Isn't it just another online course promising the world? These are the right questions to be asking. And I'm not going to give you fluffy motivational answers. I'm going to give you data. I'm going to give you insights from actual hiring managers. And I'm going to give you a strategic framework. Because in the world of marketing, hope is not a strategy. Plan is a strategy. And there has never been a more critical time to have a plan. The marketing world is shifting under our feet at lightning speed. The rise of artificial intelligence is automating the basic repetitive tasks. AI can write a blog post. It can generate a social media caption. What it can't do is strategize. It can't understand the deep, psychological nuances of a target audience. It can't build a comprehensive, multi-channel brand campaign from scratch. That requires a human, a trained strategic human. A professional certification doesn't just teach you how to use the tools. It teaches you the strategic framework behind the tools. It's proof that you're not just a button pusher, but a strategist. It's what makes you AI-proof. So, how are we going to do this? We're going to build your new marketing career from the ground up. We'll start by laying the foundation, understanding the landscape. Then we'll choose the right materials, the right specialization for you. We'll compare the blueprints of the industry titans, Google, HubSpot, the Digital Marketing Institute, and others. We'll create a study schedule that works for a busy life. And finally, we will put the roof on a powerful job acquisition strategy that gets you noticed. But before we can build anything, we need to clear the land. We need to get one absolutely massive fundamental distinction straight, because if you don't understand this, you are almost guaranteed to waste your time and money. I'm talking about the Grand Canyon-sized difference between a certificate of completion and a professional certification. They sound similar, and that's what trips so many people up. A certificate of completion is what you get from most online course platforms. You watch a series of videos, maybe 5, 10, 20 hours worth. You might take a few multiple choice quizzes. When you finish the last video, a system automatically generates a PDF with your name on it. Says you completed the course. It's proof of attendance. It's a receipt from the gym. It shows you were there. It's better than nothing, but it doesn't carry a lot of weight. Why? Because there's no standardized, objective measure of your actual knowledge. There's no real barrier to entry other than your credit card and your time. Now, a professional certification is an entirely different beast. A professional certification is a credential. It's awarded by an accredited, industry-recognized body. To earn it, you don't just watch videos. You have to study a specific curriculum designed to meet a professional standard, and then you must pass a rigorous proctored exam. Proctored means someone is watching you, either in person or through your webcam, to make sure you're not cheating. The exam is timed. The questions are tough. There is a very real chance you could fail. And that's precisely what gives it its value. It's not a receipt from the gym. It's the trophy from the powerlifting competition. It proves you don't just know the theory, you have demonstrated mastery of the skill under pressure. Proves you have the strength. When a hiring manager sees a certificate of completion on a resume, they think, okay, this person is interested in learning. When they see a professional certification, they think, okay, this person has a verified, industry-standard skill set. See the difference? One is a signal of interest. The other is a signal of competence. One is a nice-to-have. The other is a reason to move your resume to the top of the pile. Now that you understand this critical difference, the entire landscape of online marketing education starts to look different, doesn't it? You can start to see through the noise. But it also raises a massive question. Which path is right for you? Do you need the quick receipt to add a specific skill to your resume? Or do you need the championship trophy to pivot your entire career? And among the real certifications, which one is the heavyweight champion? In the next part, we are going to put the three titans of online marketing certification under the microscope: Google, HubSpot, and the Digital Marketing Institute. We'll break down the cost, the time commitment, the industry reputation, and exactly who each one is built for. You won't want to miss it. Let's start with the undisputed giant of the internet, Google. When you think about online marketing, you can't escape its orbit. And that's exactly why their certifications are so powerful. They are, in many ways, the foundational building blocks of a digital marketing career. The best part? The vast majority of them are completely free. You heard that right. Zero cost. You can get certified in Google Ads across search, display, video, and shopping, or become a pro in Google Analytics, all without spending a dime. It's an unbelievable value proposition. Now there is one major exception. The Google Digital Marketing and E-commerce Professional Certificate, which is hosted on Coursera. This one isn't free. It operates on Coursera's subscription model, which is typically around $49 a month. But here's the thing. This isn't just a quick exam. This is a comprehensive program designed to take you from absolute zero to job ready in about 6 months, assuming you put in around 10 hours a week. It covers everything from SEO and SEM to email marketing and e-commerce store setup. So, what's the time commitment like for the free ones? It varies. For a specific Google Ads certification, a dedicated person could probably watch the training videos and pass the exam in a single afternoon. They're designed to be accessible and focused. The big Coursera certificate, as I said, is a much bigger beast. We're talking over 150 hours of total content. But what about the reputation? Does a free certificate actually mean anything to an employer? Absolutely. And here's why. It comes directly from the source. If a company is going to pay you to manage their $1 million Google Ads budget, they want to see that you've been certified by Google itself. It proves you understand the platform's mechanics, its rules, and its best practices. It's like getting your driver's license from the DMV. It's the baseline, the non-negotiable proof that you know how to operate the machinery. It's a signal to employers that you've taken the initiative to learn the most dominant marketing ecosystem on the planet. So, who is the Google certification path perfect for? First, it's for the absolute beginner. If you have more time than money and you want to know if marketing is even the right field for you, there is no lower risk, higher reward starting point. Second, it's for the specialist. If you want to be a pay-per-click manager or an SEO analyst, having the relevant Google certs isn't just nice, it's practically mandatory. And third, it's for the small business owner. The one who needs to wear all the hats and wants to understand how to get their local bakery to show up on Google Maps without hiring an expensive agency. The Google path is practical, tactical, and tool-focused. It teaches you how to push the right buttons to get a result. Now let's shift gears. If Google teaches you how to operate the machinery, HubSpot teaches you the philosophy of the entire journey. HubSpot is the undisputed king of what's called inbound marketing. This isn't about shouting at customers with ads. It's about drawing them in with valuable content. It's about building relationships, not just chasing transactions. And just like Google, HubSpot Academy offers a treasure trove of world-class certifications for free. You can get certified in content marketing, email marketing, social media marketing, inbound sales, and dozens of other disciplines. Each course is packed with high-production value videos, downloadable resources, and practical quizzes. The cost is zero, but the value is immense. The time commitment is also incredibly manageable. Most HubSpot certifications can be completed in 3 to 6 hours. They are designed to be bite-sized chunks of deep knowledge that you can stack on top of each other. You could, in a single dedicated weekend, become certified in both content and email marketing, instantly boosting your skill set. So how does a HubSpot certification stack up against a Google one in the eyes of an employer? They signal different things. A Google certification says, "I know how to use this critical tool." A HubSpot certification says, "I understand modern marketing strategy." It shows you grasp the concept of the marketing funnel, the buyer's journey, and how to create content that doesn't just sell, but also serves the audience. HubSpot basically wrote the book on this methodology, so a certification from them carries enormous weight, especially in B2B and tech companies. It tells the hiring manager that you're not just a button pusher. You're a strategic thinker who should be running, not walking, to HubSpot Academy. First, the aspiring content creator. If you want to be a blogger, a social media manager, a copywriter, or a brand journalist, the HubSpot Content Marketing Certification is the gold standard. It will fundamentally change how you view your job. Second, it's for the marketer who feels stuck in the old ways. If all you've ever done is run interruptive ads, HubSpot will open your eyes to a more sustainable, customer-friendly way of marketing. Third, it's for anyone working in a company that uses or is considering the HubSpot CRM. Getting certified shows you're committed to mastering the company's core marketing and sales platform. HubSpot gives you the why and the how behind building a brand that people actually want to engage with. Okay, so we have Google, the free tool-based foundation, and we have HubSpot, the free strategy-based framework. Now let's talk about the premium option, the heavy hitter, the Digital Marketing Institute, or DMI. This is a completely different league. Let's get the big question out of the way first. The cost. DMI is not free. Not even close. Their flagship, Certified Digital Marketing Professional program can cost several $1,000s. So why on earth would anyone pay that when Google and HubSpot give away so much for free? The answer lies in one word: comprehensiveness. Think of it like this. Google gives you a certification in driving a car. HubSpot gives you a certification in planning a cross-country road trip. The Digital Marketing Institute gives you a globally recognized degree in transportation logistics, automotive engineering, and urban planning, all rolled into one. It's not just one piece of the puzzle, it's the entire puzzle box. The DMI program is an all-encompassing, university-level curriculum. It covers all 10 core pillars of digital marketing in depth: SEO, PPC, social media, email, content, analytics, strategy, and more. The time commitment is serious, typically over 30 hours of expert-led video lessons, but it's self-paced. This isn't just about passing a multiple-choice test. It's about internalizing a complete body of knowledge. And its reputation is its killer feature. The Digital Marketing Institute is a global certification standard. Their curriculum is validated by an advisory council of top marketers from giants like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and LinkedIn. In the United States, they are partnered with the American Marketing Association. When you put Certified Digital Marketing Professional on your LinkedIn profile, it carries a different kind of weight. It's a formal, professional credential that signals to senior-level hiring managers and major corporations that you have made a serious investment in your professional education. It says you have a holistic understanding of the entire digital ecosystem, not just expertise in one or two silos. So who is DMI for? It is not for the casual learner. First, it's for the serious career switcher. If you're an accountant who wants to become a marketing director, DMI provides the structured, A to Z curriculum you need to make that leap with confidence. Second, it's for the ambitious marketer looking to break through the ceiling. If you're a specialist stuck in a mid-level role and you want to move into management, this certification gives you the broad strategic knowledge that leadership roles require. And third, it's for the professional whose company invests in employee development. Many large corporations will happily pay for a DMI certification because it upskills their team to a globally recognized standard. So let's recap. We have 3 incredible but very different paths. Google is your free technical foundation, proving you can operate the most important tools on the internet. HubSpot is your free strategic guide, proving you understand the modern philosophy of attracting and delighting customers. And the Digital Marketing Institute is your premium, comprehensive credential, proving you have a mastery of the entire digital marketing landscape at a professional, globally recognized level. One teaches the tool, one teaches the strategy, and one teaches the entire business. So let's break that down with a simple analogy. Think of it like building a house. A tool-based certification like one from Google or Meta teaches you how to use a specific power tool. It proves you're a master of the nail gun. You know every setting, every safety feature, and you can fire nails faster and more accurately than anyone. A strategy-based certification teaches you how to read the blueprint. It doesn't matter how good you are with a nail gun if you're putting walls in the wrong place. This certification proves you understand the architecture of a marketing campaign. And a business-level certification like the one from the Digital Marketing Institute, that teaches you how to run the entire construction company. It's not just about the nail gun or the blueprint. It's about zoning laws, client acquisition, project management, and profitability. It's the CEO level view. For the rest of this journey, we're going to use this framework, tools, strategy, and business to navigate the world of marketing certifications. And we're starting right at the foundation with the most common, most accessible, and often the very first certifications anyone ever gets, the tool-based certs. These are your bread and butter. They are specific, tactical, and prove you have hands-on keyboard skills for a particular platform. When a company is hiring for a PPC specialist, they want to know you can actually run a Google Ads campaign on day one. This is how you prove it. These certifications are your ticket to entry-level and specialist roles. They are the fastest way to add a concrete, verifiable skill to your resume that hiring managers are actively searching for. So let's get into the big 3, the titans of the industry. If you're going to get any tool-based certifications, you almost have to start here. First up, the undisputed king, the 800-pound gorilla of online advertising. The Google Ads certifications. There is no platform more fundamental to digital marketing than Google. Billions of searches a day. People literally typing in their problems and what they're willing to pay for a solution. If you can master this, you will never ever be out of a job. The Google Ads certifications are a suite of credentials offered through Google's own Skillshop platform. They cover everything from search, display, video, YouTube ads, shopping, and apps. The most important one, the one that is practically a prerequisite for any performance marketing job, is the Google Ads Search certification. It proves you understand the core of paid search, keywords, ad copy, bidding strategies, and conversion tracking. So who is this for? Absolutely everyone. If you're a freelancer, a small business owner, an in-house marketer, or an agency employee, you need to understand how Google Search works. It's the backbone of lead generation and e-commerce for millions of businesses. Now for the best part, the cost. It is completely 100% free. Let me say that again. The single most valuable, most recognized tool-based certification in the world is free. Google provides all the training materials, all the study guides, and the exam itself at no cost. You have absolutely no excuse not to get this. You could literally pause this video right now, go get certified in a weekend, and be more employable by Monday. The pros are obvious. It's the industry standard. Having that little badge on your LinkedIn profile is an immediate signal to recruiters. It's free, and the knowledge is directly applicable to a high-demand job skill. But what about the cons? Well, for one, it's hyper-specific. It teaches you how to use Google Ads, not why you should use Google Ads over, say, content marketing for a particular business. It doesn't teach you about customer avatars or brand positioning. It teaches you the tool and only the tool. Also, you have to renew it every single year. The platform changes so fast that Google requires you to recertify annually to prove your knowledge is current. This isn't really a con, it's a necessity, but it is a commitment. Next, we move from the world of intent to the world of attention. We're talking about the social media giant. Meta Blueprint certification. While Google captures demand, Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, creates it. This is where you go to find people who don't even know your product exists yet, and turn them into customers. The Meta Blueprint certifications are the professional credentials that prove you know how to navigate this incredibly powerful, and incredibly complex advertising ecosystem. They offer several certifications, but the key one for most marketers is the Meta Certified Digital Marketing Associate. And for more advanced users, the Meta Certified Marketing Science Professional. These exams test your ability to create and manage ad campaigns, target specific audiences with creepy precision, choose the right campaign objectives, and analyze performance. Who is this for? Anyone in B2C marketing, e-commerce, or social media management. If you're selling a physical product, a course, or trying to build a personal brand, mastering Facebook and Instagram ads is non-negotiable. Now, here's a key difference from Google. While the learning materials on the Blueprint platform are free, taking the actual proctored exam costs money. It can be up to $150 per attempt. This might seem like a downside, but it actually adds a layer of credibility. The exam is proctored, meaning someone is watching you through your webcam to ensure you don't cheat. This makes it a more rigorous and respected test. Passing it means you really know your stuff. The pros? It proves expertise on the world's largest social advertising platform. It shows you can handle serious ad budgets and complex campaign structures. The proctored nature of the exam makes it carry more weight than a simple online quiz. The cons? Like Google, it's platform-specific. All your knowledge is tied to Meta's ecosystem, and we all know how quickly things change there. An iOS update or an algorithm tweak can fundamentally change the game overnight. Also, like Google, you have to renew it annually, and yes, you have to pay the exam fee again each time. Finally, let's talk about the third titan of tool-based certs, which takes a slightly different approach. Let's talk about HubSpot Academy. HubSpot is a massive company that provides software for marketing, sales, and customer service. But they've done something brilliant. They've created HubSpot Academy, a massive free educational resource that has become one of the most respected learning centers in the industry. They offer dozens of certifications from inbound marketing and content marketing to email marketing and SEO. Unlike the laser-focused Google and Meta certs, HubSpot often combines tactical tool knowledge with higher-level strategy. Their famous inbound marketing certification, for example, doesn't just teach you how to use HubSpot software. It teaches you the entire philosophy of attracting customers with valuable content rather than chasing them with ads. So who are these for? HubSpot is fantastic for beginners. If you're completely new to digital marketing, their certifications are arguably the best place to start. They are also invaluable for content marketers, SEO specialists, and anyone who wants a more holistic understanding of how different marketing channels work together. And the cost? Just like Google, the vast majority of their certifications are completely free. They see it as a way to build goodwill and, of course, to introduce you to their software ecosystem. The pros are huge. The content is world-class, easy to understand, and covers a much broader range of topics than just paid advertising. The HubSpot brand is highly respected, and their certifications are a fantastic way to build a foundational knowledge base. The main con? Because they cover so much ground, some of their certifications can feel less rigorous or specialized than the deep dives from Google or Meta. And while they teach general principles, a lot of the specific examples and workflows are naturally tied to using HubSpot's own software. It's a brilliant marketing strategy for them, but you have to be aware that you're learning the HubSpot way of doing things. So there you have it. The big three tool-based certifications: Google for search intent, Meta for social discovery, and HubSpot for inbound and content. Getting certified in any of these will make you more valuable. Getting certified in all of them makes you a tactical powerhouse. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Mastering these tools is like learning all the notes on a piano. You can play any note perfectly. You can play them loud, you can play them soft. You know your C# from your B flat. But knowing the notes doesn't make you a composer. It doesn't mean you can write a song that makes people feel something. It doesn't mean you can write a hit. You can be the best Google Ads technician in the world, but if you're targeting the wrong keywords for the wrong audience with the wrong offer, you're just going to burn through money faster than anyone else. You've mastered the nail gun, but you're firing nails into an empty field because you don't have the blueprint. That blueprint, that strategy. And knowing the strategy is what separates a $50,000 a year marketing coordinator from a $200,000 a year marketing director. It's the difference between being a button pusher and being the person who decides which buttons are worth pushing in the first place. And that is exactly where we are going next. We're moving up the value chain from the tools to the strategy. We're going to talk about the certifications that teach you the why behind the how, the ones that prove you can think like a true marketer, not just a platform technician. These are the certifications that turn you from an order taker into a strategist. They give you the framework to answer the most important question a client or a boss will ever ask you. Okay, but what should we do? Anyone can learn to boost a post on Facebook. Very few can build a comprehensive, multi-channel marketing engine that predictably generates revenue. These next certifications are your blueprints for building that engine. Let's start with one of the most foundational and frankly revolutionary certifications in the digital marketing world: HubSpot's Inbound Marketing Certification. The best part? It's completely free. But don't let the price tag fool you. The value packed into this course is a game changer for how you view marketing. Before I learned about inbound, I thought marketing was about shouting the loudest. It was about interruption. Bigger billboards, louder TV commercials, more pop-up ads. It was a battle for attention. HubSpot flips that entire model on its head. The core philosophy of inbound is simple but profound. Don't interrupt people. Attract them. Instead of pushing your message out, you pull customers in. How? By creating valuable content and experiences tailored to them. It's the difference between a cold call during dinner and a friend recommending the perfect solution to a problem you were just talking about. One is an annoyance, the other is a welcome relief. This certification teaches you how to become that welcome relief. It starts with the concept of buyer personas. This goes so much deeper than just, our target audience is women aged 25 to 40. A buyer persona is a semi-fictional representation of your ideal customer, based on real data and some educated speculation. You'll learn how to give them a name, a job title, goals, and challenges. What keeps them up at night? What are their secret aspirations? What social media platforms do they scroll through before bed? When you understand someone at this level, you stop creating generic marketing and start creating genuine connections. You're no longer marketing at a demographic. You're speaking to a person. Then the certification walks you through the buyer's journey. This is the active research process someone goes through leading up to a purchase. It's broken down into 3 stages: awareness, consideration, and decision. In the awareness stage, they're just realizing they have a problem. They're asking questions like, why does my back hurt every morning? They don't want to see a product page for a mattress yet. They want a blog post titled, 5 Common Causes of Morning Back Pain. In the consideration stage, they've defined their problem and are now researching solutions. They're searching for best mattresses for back pain. This is where a comparison guide or a video review would be perfect. Finally, in the decision stage, they know what they want and they're choosing a provider. They're looking for brand X mattress free trial or brand Y mattress discount code. Understanding this journey is like having a superpower. It allows you to create the right content for the right person at the right time. You stop trying to sell a mattress to someone who doesn't even know their back pain is a problem. The HubSpot certification teaches you how to map your entire content strategy to this journey, ensuring every blog post, every video, every email has a specific purpose in guiding your ideal customer toward your solution, naturally and helpfully. This is the difference between being a marketer and being a trusted advisor. This single certification, more than any other, will teach you to think like your customer. And that is the foundation of all great marketing. Now, once you have that philosophical foundation, it's time to broaden your strategic toolkit. And there's no bigger name in the digital space than Google. Their Digital Marketing and E-commerce Professional Certificate is a comprehensive powerhouse. While HubSpot focuses on the philosophy of inbound, Google's certificate gives you a panoramic view of the entire digital ecosystem and how all the pieces fit together to drive business. This is the certification that teaches you to speak the language of business leaders. This isn't just a collection of tutorials. It's a structured curriculum designed by Google employees with decades of experience. And it's part of the Grow with Google initiative, which means it's designed to get you job ready. It covers the full spectrum: search engine optimization, search engine marketing, social media, content marketing, email marketing, and crucially, analytics and e-commerce. What makes this so valuable is its relentless focus on measurement and business outcomes. You'll learn the difference between a vanity metric, like likes on an Instagram post, and a business metric like customer acquisition cost or return on ad spend. You'll learn how to use tools like Google Analytics not just to see how many people visited your website, but to understand their behavior, identify bottlenecks in your sales process, and make data-driven decisions to improve performance. Imagine this. You're in a meeting with your company's CEO. They don't care about your campaign's click-through rate. They care about revenue, profit, and market share. The Google certificate arms you with the knowledge to bridge that gap. You'll be able to say, We invested $10,000 in our Google Ads campaign last quarter. By tracking conversions through Google Analytics, I can show you that this campaign generated $50,000 in direct sales, resulting in a 5x return on ad spend. Furthermore, our SEO efforts, which cost us $2,000 in content creation, drove an additional $30,000 in organic revenue. That is a completely different conversation. You're no longer the marketing kid who makes things look pretty. You are a strategic partner who demonstrably grows the business. This certificate teaches you to connect every single marketing activity back to a tangible business result. It covers the fundamentals of building an online store, managing product listings, and optimizing the customer checkout process. It gives you that 360-degree view that separates the specialist from the strategist. So let's put it all together. HubSpot teaches you the why, the psychology, the empathy, the customer-centric philosophy of attracting people with value. Gives you your heart. Google teaches you the what and the how to measure it. The broad landscape of channels and the analytical rigor to prove your worth. Gives you your brain. Combining these two is incredibly powerful. You'll have the inbound philosophy to guide your strategy, ensuring you're always creating value and building trust. And you'll have the comprehensive, data-driven knowledge from Google to execute that strategy across all relevant channels and measure your results in a way that gets you promoted. These aren't just lines on a resume. They are new ways of thinking. They rewire your brain to see marketing not as a series of isolated tasks, but as a single cohesive system designed for growth. Completing them proves you've moved beyond the basics. It shows you understand the big picture. You can see how a blog post about back pain connects to a Google ad for mattresses, which connects to an email marketing sequence, which ultimately connects to the company's bottom line. But having a broad, foundational strategy is one thing. Becoming a deep, undeniable expert in a single high-demand discipline is another. That's where the real money, the real influence is made. And in the next part, we're going to explore the certifications that turn you into that specialist, the go-to authority that companies will pay a premium for. And the first specialization we need to talk about is the art and science of being found. It's called search engine optimization, or SEO, and it is the closest thing modern business has to digital alchemy. Think about it. Every single second, millions of people go to Google with a problem. They type in best running shoes for bad knees, or how to fix a leaky faucet, or emergency plumber near me. The businesses that appear on that first page aren't there by accident. They are there because an SEO specialist, a digital architect, meticulously designed their online presence to be the #1 answer to that person's problem. Being an SEO specialist means you are the master of organic traffic. You don't pay for ads. You earn your spot at the top. You understand the complex, ever-changing algorithm that powers Google. You become a detective, figuring out what your customers are searching for. You become a strategist, creating content that perfectly answers their questions. And you become a technician, ensuring a website is built in a way that search engines can read and trust. This isn't just about keywords. It's about user experience, site speed, mobile friendliness, and building authority. When you can take a company from page 10 of Google to the #1 spot for a term that drives thousands of customers, you are no longer an expense. You are a walking, talking profit-generating machine. So, how do you prove you have this superpower? The industry doesn't have one single, universally required certification like an accountant's CPA. Instead, your authority comes from a portfolio of highly respected, tool-based certifications. The first place to look is SEMrush. Their SEO Toolkit certification is a fantastic, comprehensive exam that proves you know how to use one of the most powerful SEO tools on the planet. Passing it tells an employer you're not just theoretical. You can get your hands dirty with competitive analysis, keyword research, and backlink audits from day one. Another industry giant is Moz. While they don't have a formal certification in the same way, completing their SEO Essentials certificate from Moz Academy is a huge signal. Moz is one of the original and most respected voices in the SEO world, and their training is top tier. Finally, don't sleep on the HubSpot Academy SEO certification. HubSpot is a master of inbound marketing, and their certification focuses heavily on the strategic side. How SEO fits into a larger content and customer acquisition strategy. Having a combination of these, especially SEMrush for the technical and HubSpot for the strategic, makes you an incredibly compelling candidate. Now let's shift gears from earning traffic to buying it. This is the world of pay-per-click or PPC advertising. This is where the big budgets live. If SEO is the patient farmer cultivating a field over time, the PPC specialist is the ace fighter pilot on a precision mission. Their job is to take $1 of ad spend and turn it into $2, $5, or even $10 of revenue, and to do it today. They live in platforms like Google Ads and Meta Ads, which is Facebook and Instagram. They are part data analyst, part copywriter, and part psychologist. They understand bidding strategies, audience targeting, ad creative, and landing page conversion. A great PPC specialist can literally flip a switch and cause a flood of new customers to pour into a business. It is one of the most directly measurable and impactful roles in all of marketing. Because you are directly responsible for a company's money, the certifications here are non-negotiable. They are the baseline. For Google Ads, you absolutely must get the Google Ads Search certification. This is the bedrock. It proves you can create and manage campaigns on the world's largest search engine. But don't stop there. To become a true specialist, you need to stack them. Add the Google Ads Display certification to show you can run visual ads across millions of websites. Add the video certification to prove you can master YouTube ads. And add the shopping ads certification if you want to work in e-commerce. Having all of them makes you a Swiss Army knife of paid search. On the social media side, the gold standard is the Meta Blueprint certification. This is Facebook and Instagram's official program, and it's not easy. The exams are proctored and rigorous. Start with the Meta Certified Digital Marketing Associate, then move up to the Meta Certified Marketing Science Professional, or the Media Buying Professional. These certifications are a massive signal to employers that you have a deep, professional-level understanding of how to generate results on the world's largest social platforms. When you can walk into an interview and say you are certified by both Google and Meta, you are telling them you are fluent in the two most important languages of modern advertising. But what if you want to play the long game? What if you're more interested in building a loyal audience and a trusted brand than just buying clicks? That's where our third specialization comes in: content and inbound marketing. The inbound marketer is the ultimate storyteller. They understand that modern consumers don't want to be sold to. They want to be helped. They create valuable content, blog posts, videos, podcasts, ebooks, that solves problems for their target audience. They build trust over time, turning strangers into followers, followers into leads, and leads into customers who become raving fans. This is the discipline of building a brand that people seek out, a media engine that attracts customers like a magnet. The undisputed king of inbound marketing education is HubSpot. Their inbound marketing certification is arguably one of the most important and recognized certifications in the entire industry. It's free, it's comprehensive, and it fundamentally changes the way you think about marketing. It teaches you the entire flywheel methodology: attract, engage, and delight. It is the philosophical core of modern, customer-centric marketing. But again, you want to specialize. To truly stand out, you stack it with the HubSpot Content Marketing Certification. This is the tactical how-to. It teaches you how to create content frameworks, how to write for your audience, how to promote your content, and how to measure its effectiveness. Combining the why of the inbound cert with the how of the content marketing cert makes you a powerhouse. You're not just a writer. You're a strategist who understands how to turn words and videos into a predictable system for business growth. Finally, we arrive at the specialization that underpins all the others. The one that is becoming the most sought-after and highest-paid discipline in the entire marketing world: marketing analytics and data science. In the past, marketing was seen as the arts and crafts department. It was based on gut feelings and clever slogans. Not anymore. Today, marketing is a science. The marketing analyst is the one who can step back from the SEO, the PPC, and the content and answer the most important question: is it working? They are masters of tools like Google Analytics, Adobe Analytics, and data visualization platforms like Tableau or Looker Studio. They can track a customer's journey from their very first click to their final purchase. They can tell you exactly which marketing channel is providing the best return on investment. They can build dashboards that give a CEO a real-time view of the company's health. They speak the language of the C-suite: data, ROI, and customer lifetime value. In a world drowning in data, the person who can turn that data into clear, actionable insights is the most valuable person in the room. To get started here, the absolute mandatory first step certification is the Google Analytics Individual Qualification, or GAIQ. With the recent shift to Google Analytics 4, being certified in the new platform is critical. It shows you understand how to measure website traffic, user behavior, and conversion goals. This is your ticket to the game. From there, you can level up. Look into the Tableau Desktop Specialist certification to prove your data visualization skills. Or explore advanced programs like the Digital Marketing and Analytics Specialization on Coursera. When you can combine a creative marketing skill like content or PPC with a hard analytical skill to prove its value, you become nearly unstoppable. You're the complete package, the marketer of the future. These are the paths: the SEO, the PPC specialist, the content strategist, the data analyst. Each one is a deep, rewarding, and highly profitable career on its own. Getting certified is your first step to claiming your territory and becoming that go-to expert. But having these specialist skills is one thing. Knowing how to weave them all together into a single, cohesive, unstoppable marketing strategy is another. That's the difference between being a technician and a director, between being a soldier and a general. And that strategic oversight, that's exactly where we're going next. So how do you become the general? You don't just learn more tactics. You adopt a completely new way of thinking. You build a marketing operating system. Think about it. Your phone has an operating system, iOS or Android. It's the architecture that allows all the individual apps to work together seamlessly. Your calendar talks to your email, which talks to your maps. It's an integrated ecosystem. A professional marketer's mind works the same way. They don't see social media, email marketing, and paid ads as separate, isolated channels. They see them as interconnected apps running on a single, powerful operating system designed to achieve one primary goal: sustainable growth. This isn't some abstract theory. This is a concrete, strategic framework that separates the amateurs from the pros. And the simplest, most powerful version of this operating system can be broken down into 3 core functions: attract, convert, and elevate. That's it. That's the entire game. Every single marketing activity you will ever perform, from writing a tweet to launching a multi-million-dollar Super Bowl ad, falls into one of these 3 categories. The magic, the strategy, the work of the general is in making them work together. Let's make this real. Imagine 2 coffee companies. On one side, you have Global Grind, a massive soulless corporation. They're on every street corner. On the other, you have Artisan Roast, a small, passionate startup with objectively better coffee, ethically sourced and roasted to perfection. But nobody knows they exist. The technician marketer at Artisan Roast says, "We need to do marketing. Let's boost some posts on Instagram. Let's run some Google ads for buy coffee beans." They throw a bunch of tactics at the wall, hoping something sticks. They might get a few sales, but it's expensive, unpredictable, and exhausting. They're just a collection of apps with no operating system. Now, let's see how the strategic marketer, the general, approaches this using the ACE framework. First, attract. The goal of the attract phase is not to sell. Let me repeat that because it's the single biggest mistake most businesses make. The goal of the attract phase is to earn attention and trust from the right people by being genuinely valuable. The general at Artisan Roast doesn't start with the product. They start with the person. They build a detailed customer avatar. Their ideal customer isn't just someone who drinks coffee. It's Creative Chloe, a 28-year-old freelance designer who works from home. She values quality, aesthetics, and sustainability. She sees her morning coffee not just as a caffeine hit, but as a ritual that sparks her creativity. Now, instead of running ads that scream "buy our coffee," Artisan Roast creates content specifically for Chloe. They start a blog and a YouTube channel with titles like "The 5-Minute Brewing Method That Unlocks Your Morning Focus," or "Why Your Coffee Tastes Bitter and How to Fix It for Good." They're not selling coffee. They're solving Chloe's problems and enhancing her daily ritual. On Instagram, they don't just post pictures of their coffee bags. They post beautifully shot photos of cozy home office spaces, with a cup of their coffee subtly in the frame. They share tips on creating a productive and inspiring workspace. They are selling the feeling, the lifestyle that Chloe aspires to. And their coffee is simply a part of that world. This is top-of-funnel content. It's designed to be so helpful and resonant that Chloe willingly gives them her attention. She follows them on Instagram. She subscribes to their YouTube channel. No sale has been made, but a critical connection has been forged. The first part of the operating system is running perfectly. Now we move to phase 2, convert. We've attracted Chloe's attention with valuable content. She trusts us. Now, how do we guide her toward becoming a customer without being pushy or sleazy? This is where the integration becomes so important. At the end of that blog post about fixing bitter coffee, there's a call to action. Not buy now, but download our free Perfect Brew Guide. To get it, she enters her email address. This is the pivot point. We have now moved the relationship from a public platform we don't own like Instagram, to a private one we do, email. The technician sells on social media. The general builds an audience on social media and sells through a dedicated channel like email. Once Chloe is on the email list, the conversion sequence begins. It's a carefully crafted journey. The first email immediately delivers the free guide she asked for. It provides instant value and fulfills our promise. It also reintroduces the artisan roast story in a soft, non-sleazy way. The second email, sent 2 days later, is a personal note from the founder, sharing their passion for sourcing beans from sustainable, family-owned farms. It builds an emotional connection. It aligns the brand with Chloe's own values. The third email addresses a common pain point. The subject line might be, "The worst part of the morning? Realizing you're out of coffee." The email talks about the convenience of their subscription service. Finally, the fourth email makes the offer. But it's not just 10% off. It's a low-risk, high-value offer tailored for a first-time buyer. Try our Creators Tasting Kit. 3 of our most popular blends, perfectly portioned. If it's not the best coffee you've had at home, we'll refund you. No questions asked. See the difference? We didn't just ask for the sale. We earned it. We built a bridge of trust, value, and connection, and then invited her to walk across it. The ads, the content, the landing page, the emails, they all work in concert. It's a seamless, integrated system. That's the convert engine at work. But for the true professional, the game isn't over when the credit card is charged. In fact, it's just beginning. This brings us to the final and most profitable function of our operating system: Elevate. The goal of the Elevate phase is to turn a new customer into a loyal, repeat buyer, and ultimately, into a raving fan who actively promotes your brand for you. This is how you create an unstoppable growth loop. When Chloe's Creators Tasting Kit arrives, the experience is exceptional. The box is beautifully designed. Inside, there's a handwritten thank you note. There's a small free sample of an exclusive new blend. There's a card with a QR code that links to a video of the founder showing the perfect way to brew the exact beans she just received. This isn't just a transaction. It's an experience. It creates a wow moment that she remembers. A week later, she gets an email, not asking for a review, but inviting her to join the Artisan Roast Insiders, a private community on Facebook. In this group, members get early access to new products, share their own brewing techniques, and connect with other creative professionals. She's no longer just a customer. She's part of a tribe. She belongs. Now, when Artisan Roast asks for a review, Chloe is happy to leave a glowing one. When her friend compliments her coffee on a Zoom call, she doesn't just say the brand name. She passionately tells the story. She posts a picture of her beautiful coffee setup on Instagram and tags Artisan Roast. She has been elevated from a customer to an advocate. She is now a part of their attract engine, creating social proof and word-of-mouth marketing that is more powerful than any ad they could ever buy. That is the marketing operating system in action. Attract with value, convert with trust, elevate with experience. Each stage feeds the next. The happy customers from the Elevate stage become the social proof and testimonials that make the Attract stage even more effective. It's a self-perpetuating flywheel of growth. This is strategic integration. This is how you move beyond being a technician, randomly pulling levers, and become the general orchestrating a masterpiece. You're not just doing marketing. You are engineering growth. And mastering the tools that power each part of this engine is the key to becoming truly certified in this profession. So let's open up the General's Toolkit. The first and most critical piece of equipment isn't the flashiest, but it is the most fundamental. It's your intelligence hub, your mission control. In the digital world, this is your analytics platform, and for 99% of us, that means Google Analytics 4. Now I know what you're thinking. Charts, graphs, numbers. Feels like homework. But a certified professional doesn't see numbers. They see human behavior translated into data. They see the story of their customer. Amateurs look at Google Analytics and say, "Wow, we got 10,000 visitors this month." And they pat themselves on the back. A professional looks at the same dashboard and asks, "Where did those 10,000 people come from? What did they do when they arrived? How many of them came from the blog post we published on Tuesday versus the email we sent on Friday? And why is the bounce rate for mobile users in California 30% higher than for desktop users in New York?" You see the difference? It's not about counting visitors. It's about understanding them. Mastering a tool like GA4 is like getting a superpower. It's the ability to see the invisible trails people leave as they move through your digital world. You can see the exact page where they lose interest and leave. You can see the path the most profitable customers take from their first visit to their final purchase. This isn't just data. It's a treasure map. It tells you where the gold is buried and where the traps are. Becoming certified means you're not just a user of Google Analytics. You are a data detective, solving the mystery of, what do my customers actually want? And the best part? This foundational mission-critical tool is completely free. Once you have your own house in order, once you understand the battlefield of your own website, it's time to launch the reconnaissance drones. You need to see what's happening beyond your own borders. This is where SEO and competitive analysis tools come in, like Ahrefs, SEMrush, or Moz. These are not just keyword finders. Thinking of them that way is like calling a stealth bomber a package delivery service. These platforms are your eyes and ears in the entire digital marketplace. A professional marketer uses these tools to perform corporate espionage legally. You can type in any competitor's website and see a blueprint of their entire online strategy. You can see the exact keywords they're paying for in ads. You can see which of their articles is bringing them the most traffic. You can see which websites are linking to them, giving them authority and power in Google's eyes. Imagine you're launching a new brand of coffee. Your competitor is a giant with a massive budget. Using a tool like SEMrush, you discover that while they rank for big terms like best coffee beans, they are completely ignoring a rising search term, low-acid coffee for sensitive stomachs. It's a small niche audience, but it's growing, and your product is perfect for it. Boom! The reconnaissance drone just found an undefended beachhead. You can now create content, run ads, and build an entire strategy around this one insight, capturing a loyal market before the giant even knows what hit them. This is how David beats Goliath in the digital age. It's not with a bigger rock, it's with better intelligence. Mastering these tools means you are never flying blind. You always know where the enemy is, where they are strong, and, most importantly, where they are weak. Now you have intelligence on your own territory and on your competitors. You've identified your target. It's time to build a direct line of communication. This isn't about shouting from a mountaintop. It's about whispering in their ear. This is the world of email marketing and customer relationship management, or CRM. Tools like MailChimp, ConvertKit, Klaviyo, or HubSpot. The amateur marketer thinks of email as a digital flyer, a weekly blast of buy our stuff, to a faceless list. The result? Low open rates, high unsubscribes, and a fast train to the spam folder. The certified professional understands that an email list is the single most valuable asset a business can own. It's a direct, intimate channel to people who have explicitly raised their hand and said, "Yes, I want to hear from you." You don't own your social media followers, Mark Zuckerberg does, but you own your email list. Using these tools, you stop blasting and start conversing. You can tag a subscriber based on what they clicked. Did they download the guide to low-acid coffee? Great. They don't get the next email about dark roasts. They get a personalized follow-up with a testimonial from someone who also has a sensitive stomach. Did they put a product in their cart but didn't buy it? The system automatically sends a gentle reminder an hour later, maybe with a small discount to nudge them over the edge. This is automation, yes, but it's automation in the service of personalization. It's using technology to treat people like people at scale. It's like having a superpowered assistant who remembers every single customer's preferences and history. Mastering these platforms transforms you from a town crier into a trusted advisor. With your intelligence, your reconnaissance, and your direct lines of communication established, you need a way to manage your public presence. Your social media. This is where you build your brand's personality, engage with your community, and broadcast your message to a wider audience. But who has time to manually post on 5 different platforms every single day? Nobody. That's why professionals use social media management tools like Buffer, Sprout Social, or Hootsuite. These tools are your public relations command center. They allow you to plan your content calendar weeks, or even months in advance. You can write all your posts for the week on a Monday morning, schedule them to go out at the optimal times for each platform, and then the software does the work for you. But it's more than just a scheduler. It's a listening device. You can track mentions of your brand, your competitors, and your industry keywords all in one place. Someone on Twitter complaining about a problem that your product solves? You can jump right into that conversation and be the hero. It allows you to be omnipresent without being overwhelmed. It lets you batch your creative work, the writing, the image creation, and separate it from the manual, repetitive task of posting. This frees up your brainpower to focus on what really matters, crafting a compelling message and engaging authentically with the replies and comments that come in. A professional uses these tools not to set it and forget it, but to schedule the predictable so you can handle the unpredictable. It's about consistency and efficiency, the twin pillars of effective social media management. Finally, we have the creative workshop. All of this, the SEO, the emails, the social posts, it all runs on a fuel called content. And in the past, creating high-quality content required a team of designers and copywriters. Not anymore. Tools like Canva have democratized design, allowing a single person to create stunning graphics, presentations, and videos that look like they came from a professional agency. Tools like Figma allow for sophisticated web and app design. And yes, AI writing assistants like Jasper or Copy Today can help you break through writer's block, generate ideas, and draft emails or add copy in seconds. The key here is to see these as force multipliers. They don't replace strategy or creativity, but they amplify it. A great marketer with a great idea can now execute that idea in a fraction of the time and for a fraction of the cost. You can test 5 different ad images in the time it used to take to make one. You can write a 10-part email sequence in an afternoon. This is about speed and agility. The market moves fast, and the marketer who can learn, create, and adapt the fastest is the one who wins. So you see, this isn't just a random list of software. This is a fully integrated system. Your Google Analytics tells you a certain blog post is popular. Your SEO tool tells you what related keywords to target next. Your AI assistant helps you write a new article on that topic. Canva helps you create the graphics for it. Your social media scheduler pushes it out to all your channels. And your email platform sends a notification to your most engaged subscribers. Each tool is a different instrument, but you, the general, the certified professional, are the conductor, making them all play in harmony to create a symphony of growth. But a symphony, once performed, isn't just a memory. It's a recording. And the true master, the world-class conductor, doesn't just bask in the applause. They go back to the booth, put on the headphones, and they listen. They analyze every single note. They study the audience's reaction. They find the one violin that was slightly out of tune, the drum beat that was a fraction of a second late. They do this not to criticize but to perfect, to ensure the next performance is even more breathtaking. This is the single biggest leap you will make from amateur to professional. The amateur launches the campaign, crosses their fingers, and hopes for the best. They see marketing as an act of creation that ends at the publish button. The professional knows that when you hit publish, the real work has just begun. Welcome to the world of marketing analytics and optimization, the science behind the art. This isn't about boring spreadsheets and confusing charts. This is about having a conversation with your audience where they tell you, in no uncertain terms, exactly what they want, what they hate, and what will make them pull out their wallet. Your dashboard, whether it's Google Analytics, your email provider stats, or your social media insights, is that recording of your symphony. Every click, every view, every purchase is a note. And your job is to learn how to read the music. The first step is to ignore the noise. The internet is filled with what we call vanity metrics. These are the numbers that feel good to look at but mean almost nothing for your actual goal. Follower counts, page likes, impressions. They're like the volume of the applause. It might be loud, but it doesn't tell you if people will buy a ticket for your next show. A professional focuses on key performance indicators or KPIs. These are the metrics that are directly tied to your objective. If your goal is to sell a product, your KPIs aren't likes. They're conversion rate, average order value, and cart abandonment rate. If your goal is to generate leads for a service business, your KPIs are cost per lead, lead to client conversion rate, and form submission completions. The certified marketer knows the difference between applause and ticket sales. They know that 1,000 likes from people who will never buy is infinitely less valuable than 10 clicks from people who are ready to become customers. Once you know which metrics to watch, you can start running experiments. This is where you transform from a musician into a scientist. The most powerful tool in your laboratory is the A/B test, also known as a split test. The concept is beautifully simple, yet it's responsible for generating billions of dollars in revenue. You take one thing, a headline, a button color, an email subject line, an image, and you create 2 versions, A and B. You show version A to one half of your audience, and version B to the other half. Then, you see which one performs better against your key performance indicator. This isn't about guessing. It's about data-driven proof. In 2008, the Obama campaign famously used A/B testing on their donation landing page. They tested different photos and different button text. One version of the button said, "Sign up." Another said, "Learn more." A third said, "Join us now." By systematically testing these tiny variations, they found a winning combination that increased donation conversions by a staggering 40%. That single change, discovered through simple A/B testing, resulted in an extra $60 million in campaign donations. Think about that. Not a new product, not a bigger ad budget, not a celebrity endorsement. Just changing a few words on a button based on what the data said people responded to. This is the power you have at your fingertips. You can test your email subject lines. Does weekly newsletter work better? Or 3 marketing secrets for you? The data will tell you. You can test your ad creative. Does the picture of the smiling family work better? Or the picture of the product in action? The data will tell you. The professional marketer doesn't say, "I think this headline is better." They say, "Let's test it and let the customer decide." This mindset shift from "I think" to "I know because the data shows" is the foundation of a certification-level career. Now let's zoom out from individual tests and look at the entire system. Remember the marketing funnel? Awareness, consideration, conversion, loyalty. A professional doesn't just see this as a concept, they see it as a series of data points. They attach KPIs to every single stage. At the top of the funnel, awareness, they're measuring things like reach and click-through rate, or CTR. Are people seeing our ads and are they interested enough to click? If the CTR is low, it doesn't matter how great your product is. Nobody is even walking into the store. The data tells you your window display, your ad, your headline isn't working. In the middle, consideration, they're measuring metrics like time on page, bounce rate, and email signups. People have clicked and entered your store. Are they sticking around to browse? Or are they leaving immediately? A high bounce rate is the data telling you that your landing page didn't deliver on the promise of your ad. It's a disconnect. It's the customer saying, "This isn't what I expected." At the bottom of the funnel, conversion, it's all about the sale. Conversion rate, cost per acquisition, average order value. How many of the people who walked in and browsed actually bought something? And how much did it cost us in advertising to get them to make that purchase? By mapping your data to the funnel, you create a diagnostic tool. You can pinpoint the exact location of the leak. You might discover you have incredible brand awareness and a huge number of website visitors, but a terrible conversion rate. The problem isn't your ads. The problem is your product page or your checkout process. Without the data, you'd be guessing. You might waste thousands of dollars trying to fix your ads when they were never the problem to begin with. The data gives you a map of the battlefield and shows you exactly where to send your reinforcements. But there are 2 metrics that elevate you from the battlefield general to the grand strategist sitting in the boardroom. These are the metrics that CEOs and CFOs care about. They are customer acquisition cost, CAC, and customer lifetime value, CLV. Customer acquisition cost is simple. How much does it cost on average to get one new paying customer? You calculate this by taking your total marketing and sales spend over a period and dividing it by the number of new customers you acquired in that same period. If you spent $1,000 on ads and got 10 customers, your CAC is $100. Customer lifetime value is the other side of the coin. It's a prediction of the total revenue your business will earn from a single customer over the entire course of their relationship with you. Do they buy once and disappear? Or do they subscribe and stay for 3 years? Do they buy your entry-level product and then later upgrade to your premium offering? And here is the golden ratio, the secret number that dictates the success or failure of almost every business. The ratio of CLV to CAC. How much is a customer worth to you versus how much does it cost to get them? A healthy business typically aims for a ratio of 3 to 1 or higher. For every dollar you spend to acquire a customer, you get $3 back over their lifetime. If your ratio is 1 to 1, you're essentially running on a treadmill, spending $1 to make $1. If it's less than 1, you're lighting money on fire. When you can walk into a meeting and say, "Our current CAC is $95, but our average CLV is $400. I have a plan to optimize our funnel that I believe can lower our CAC to $80, which will add an extra $75,000 in pure profit to our bottom line this quarter." You are no longer just a marketer. You are a business builder. You are a growth engine. You are speaking the language of value. This is what it means to be a certified professional. It means you don't just create the symphony. You analyze the recording, read the reviews written in data, and fine-tune the performance until it's a masterpiece of predictable, scalable growth. You replace hope with certainty, guesswork with evidence, and opinions with data. Once you master this science of measurement, You unlock the ability not just to repeat your successes, but to multiply them, turning a small orchestra into an empire of sound. But how do you become the conductor of that empire? How do you transition from playing a single beautiful instrument to leading the entire symphony? This is the final and most crucial evolution for a professional marketer. It's the leap from running campaigns to building an engine of growth. It's the difference between having a good month and building a brand that lasts a decade. Most marketers hit a wall, a painful, invisible barrier. They find a winning ad, a great piece of content, a clever email sequence. It works. The numbers go up. So they do the logical thing, they try to do more of it. They double the ad budget. They write 2 articles a week instead of 1. And for a moment it seems to work. But then the returns diminish. The cost per acquisition skyrockets. The audience gets tired of the ad. The quality of the content dips because they're stretched too thin. The single instrument is being played so hard its strings are about to snap, and the beautiful sound turns into noise. This is the marketer's plateau. It's the point where effort no longer equals results. To break through this plateau, you must fundamentally change your thinking. You must stop thinking in funnels and start thinking in flywheels. A funnel is transactional. You put people in the top and a few customers come out the bottom. It requires constant brute force energy to keep it full. A flywheel, on the other hand, is about momentum. Every action you take, every customer you delight, adds energy to the wheel. It spins faster and faster, and eventually, its own momentum starts to do the work for you. Growth starts to create more growth. Think of it this way. Your amazing Facebook ad, that's not the end of a funnel. It's the first push on the flywheel. A potential customer clicks. Instead of just pushing them to a sale, you offer them an incredibly valuable guide in exchange for their email. That's another push. Now they're on your email list where you don't just sell, you educate, you entertain, you build a relationship. Every email they open and enjoy is another push. They finally buy your product and it exceeds their every expectation. The packaging is beautiful. The customer service is flawless. That's a massive push. They're so delighted they leave a glowing review and tell their friends. Their advocacy is now pushing the wheel for you. See the difference? You're not just acquiring a customer. You're creating a fan who then helps you acquire more customers. The core of this system, the axle around which the flywheel spins, is conversion rate optimization, or CRO. But I'm not talking about the superficial version of CRO you read about in blog posts, the one that obsesses over changing button colors from green to red. True professional CRO is the science of understanding human motivation and removing friction. It's about making the desired journey for your customer the easiest, most intuitive path possible. This isn't about guesswork. It's about deep diagnosis. You use tools like heat maps to see where people are clicking and, more importantly, where they aren't. You watch session recordings, literally looking over the shoulder of your users as they navigate your site, seeing their confusion, their hesitation, their frustration in real time. You don't just look at what they do. You ask them why. You run surveys, you conduct user interviews, you read every single customer support ticket. You're not a marketer looking at a dashboard. You're a detective at a crime scene, piecing together clues to understand the story of why someone didn't convert. Once you have a hypothesis, I believe people aren't signing up because the value proposition is unclear on mobile. Then you test it. You run a controlled A/B test, changing only that one element, and let the data declare the winner. Every test, whether it wins or loses, teaches you something profound about your audience. A win adds speed to your flywheel by reducing friction. A loss gives you an insight that prevents you from making a costly mistake in the future. This relentless process of hypothesis, testing, and learning is what separates the amateur from the professional. The amateur throws spaghetti at the wall. The professional builds a self-correcting engine. With this optimized engine in place, you can finally turn to the question of scale. But you'll do it intelligently. When scaling paid advertising, you won't just increase the budget. You'll understand that a cold audience of 10 million people behaves very differently than a warm audience of 10,000. You'll scale horizontally, not just vertically. You'll take your winning ad creative and use its psychological triggers to build new ads for different platforms, like TikTok or LinkedIn, tailoring the message to the context of each channel. You'll build sophisticated retargeting sequences, showing different messages to people based on how much of a video they watched or which specific products they viewed. You're not a gambler pulling a slot machine lever. You're a portfolio manager, diversifying your investments to maximize returns while managing risk. And you'll do the same with your content. You won't just write more articles. You'll adopt a hub-and-spoke model. You'll create one massive, definitive piece of content, your hub. This could be an ultimate guide, a documentary-style video, or a groundbreaking research report. Then you'll atomize it. That one video becomes 20 short-form videos for Reels and Shorts. It becomes a 10-part email series. It becomes a carousel post for Instagram. It becomes a dozen different threads for Twitter. You're not creating more content. You're getting 10 times the mileage out of your best ideas, ensuring your message permeates every corner of the internet where your audience lives. This is how you scale your voice without burning out your creativity. But the final stage of this evolution, the one that truly defines a professional leader, has nothing to do with tactics or tools. It has to do with people and process. You cannot conduct an empire of sound by yourself. You must learn to build and lead a team. And that begins with documentation. Every successful process, every winning campaign, every optimized workflow must be turned into a standard operating procedure, or SOP. Playbook. This isn't bureaucracy. It's freedom. It's cloning your knowledge so that others can execute with the same level of excellence, freeing you up to work on the next big thing. Your role shifts from being the player to being the coach. You stop being the person who designs every ad and start being the person who builds the system that allows your team to design world-class ads. You transition from writing the emails to architecting the customer journey that those emails support. You become less of a tactician focused on the how and more of a strategist obsessed with the why and the what if. This is the pinnacle. You've moved from single notes to a full orchestra. You've used data as your sheet music. You've built a flywheel of momentum that grows with every delighted customer. And you've documented the masterpiece so that it can be played again and again, each time more powerfully than the last. You are no longer just a marketer. You are a growth architect. You are the conductor. And the empire of sound you've built is ready to play its symphony to the world. The only thing left is to make it official. It's taking everything you've built, this entire intricate system of value, persuasion, and connection, and stamping it with a seal of universal approval. It's the final declarative act that transforms your internal expertise into external authority. This isn't just about a piece of paper or a digital badge for your LinkedIn profile. This is about your coronation. This is the moment you stop telling people you're a marketer and you start showing them with undeniable proof. Think about it. Every single skill you've acquired, from crafting that first perfect headline to analyzing the complex data from your final ad campaign, has been a stone laid in the foundation of your new career. But a certification, that's the keystone. It's the piece that locks everything else into place, making the entire structure unshakably strong. It's the answer to the silent question in every client's mind, in every hiring manager's review. Are they the real deal? The certificate answers with a resounding yes. It's a shortcut to trust. In a world saturated with self-proclaimed gurus and experts, a respected certification cuts through the noise. It tells the world that you didn't just watch a few videos. You engaged with a rigorous, standardized curriculum and proved your competence under pressure. It says you speak the language of the industry, not just your own invented dialect. It takes you from a candidate to a contender, from a freelancer to a professional consultant. But more importantly, it's for you. It's the ultimate weapon against the single greatest enemy of ambition, imposter syndrome. There will be days when you question yourself, when a campaign doesn't perform as expected, when a client challenges your strategy. In those moments of doubt, you can look at that certification and know with absolute certainty that you earned your place at the table. It's not just proof for others, it's an anchor for your own confidence. It's the tangible result of your transformation. So where do you begin? The world of online marketing certifications can feel like a maze, but it's actually a landscape of opportunity, and you just need a map. Let's break it down into 3 main categories. First, you have the foundational giants. These are your all-rounders, the certifications that prove you have a comprehensive 360-degree understanding of the digital marketing ecosystem. The undisputed king here is the Google Digital Marketing and E-commerce Professional Certificate. It's comprehensive, globally recognized, and covers everything from SEO and SEM to email marketing and analytics. Similarly, HubSpot's content marketing and inbound marketing certifications are industry gold standards. They signal that you don't just know how to sell, you know how to attract, engage, and delight customers for the long term. Starting with one of these is like getting a liberal arts degree in marketing. It makes you versatile, knowledgeable, and ready for almost any role. Next, you have the specialist certifications. These are for when you found your instrument in the orchestra and you want to become a virtuoso. If you discovered a passion for search engine optimization, then getting certified with a platform like SEMrush or Ahrefs demonstrates a deep, technical mastery that generalists simply don't have. If social media is your domain, a Hootsuite social marketing certification proves you can manage complex social strategies. If you're drawn to the power of marketing automation, becoming a Marketo certified professional or a Salesforce certified Pardot specialist puts you in an elite, highly paid category. These specialist certs are your path to becoming the go-to expert, the one people seek out for a specific critical problem. Finally, there are the platform powerhouses. These certifications prove one simple, incredibly valuable thing. You know how to operate the machines that print money. Becoming a Google Ads certified professional or a Meta certified digital marketing associate is non-negotiable if you plan to work in paid advertising. These platforms are the bedrock of digital ad spend, proving you can navigate their complex interfaces, optimize campaigns for ROI, and adhere to their best practices isn't just a bonus. It's a prerequisite for serious roles. It tells an employer, you can hand me your ad budget on day one, and I won't burn it to the ground. Your strategy for getting certified should be as deliberate as the marketing campaigns you've designed. First, choose your path. Don't just pick the easiest or quickest one. Look at the job descriptions for the roles you want in 2 years. What certifications do they list? Align your first certification with your ambition. That is your North Star. Second, prepare for battle. Don't passively consume the material. Treat the course like a client project. For every concept you learn, immediately apply it back to our hypothetical headphone company. When they teach you about creating customer personas, refine the ones you already built. When they cover A/B testing, sketch out 3 new ad variations you'd run. Take meticulous notes. Use flashcard apps like Anki to drill the concepts into your long-term memory. Find practice exams and take them under timed conditions. You are not studying to pass a test. You are training to solidify your professional identity. Third, execute on exam day. This is a performance. Prepare your environment. Make sure it's quiet and free of distractions. Get a full night's sleep. Don't cram. The morning of, do a light review of your core concepts, eat a healthy meal, and walk in with the calm confidence of someone who has already done the work. The exam isn't a hurdle. It's a formality. It's the world catching up to the professional you've already become. And then comes the most important part, the victory lap. The moment you see that congratulations you've passed screen, your work is not over. It has just begun. Immediately, you go to your LinkedIn profile. You add the certification under the Licenses and Certifications section. This is prime real estate. Then you write a post. You don't just say, I'm certified. You tell a story. You post a picture of the certificate and you write, after weeks of dedicated study, I'm proud to announce I am now a Google certified digital marketer. I'm especially excited to apply what I've learned about mention a specific skill. To help brands, mention a specific outcome. This journey has solidified my passion for your area of marketing, and I'm ready to build what's next. Tag the company. Tag the certification body. Let your network celebrate with you and see your commitment. Next, update your resume. Create a dedicated section for certifications and put it right below your summary. Add the official certification badge to your email signature. Start introducing yourself differently in networking conversations. You're no longer someone who's interested in marketing. You are a HubSpot certified content marketer. Feel the weight of that. Feel the power. This first certification is your entry ticket. It's the start of a new game. The best marketers in the world are in a constant state of learning. The digital landscape shifts under our feet every single day. New platforms emerge, algorithms change, consumer behavior evolves. Your education is never finished. Your goal should be to stack your credentials over time. Start with a foundational cert, then add a specialist one, then a platform-specific one. Let your LinkedIn profile become a living document of your growth. Renew your certifications when they expire. It shows you're not just current. You are on the cutting edge. You started this journey with an idea, a blank page, an empty room. You took a simple product, a pair of headphones, and you breathed life into it. You gave it a name, a story, a soul. You built a brand. You engineered a funnel to draw people in. You created content that built a community. You ran ads that turned strangers into customers. You analyzed the data and optimized the entire system, making it stronger, smarter, and more effective with every iteration. You've done the work. You've walked the path. You are already the growth architect, the conductor of the symphony. The certification is not what makes you a professional. It is the public recognition of the professional you have already forged yourself into being. It's the frame on your masterpiece. So now there is only one thing left to do. Go claim your crown. Go choose your certification, conquer it, and show the world officially and forever the expert you have become.